And let's bring him in right now after talking to Lee Spencer. By the way, Rico, Lee wanted me to tell you hi. We just got done talking to her.
Oh, good. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, she's a great one, man. She's been working for us now for 4 years, and we feel real fortunate to have her. How you doing,
She's
bud?
awesome.
Last night,
I'm
it was
good.
it was a little dirty up there, man, but you were giving it a go, weren't you?
Yeah, I got going there at the end of the race. I did. We just missed it a little bit on qualifying, but we're gonna be better tonight. So
Yeah, yeah.
try again. We'll get it. We're just working on it. It's our first night together with Paul in 4.5 years. So we ran 35 laps together.
So I got to ask you, how's it feel to be back with Paul? I know you had that first stint together, you guys split up, but now you're back. And, I always tell everybody that I love Paul Silva, because I like the way he's wired, how his mind works. And it doesn't seem, no matter who he works with, they all go fast. You got to be excited about getting back in that 57 car.
Yeah, man. I'm really lucky. I need to really focus on maintaining, our relationship at a high level and racing at a high level. And, I need to really focus on putting in 100% of effort like Paul does and that he sees that. So that's what's gonna keep us going together and make something really, really special here.
It's contagious, isn't it? When you hang around somebody like that, then it rubs off a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just when Paul and I raced for those 5 years, I was so new to sprint car racing, and I know it sounds like 5 years was a long time, but it went by so fast, and we had instant success and highs and lows, and I just wasn't mature enough yet to balance something like that. So I got away from Paul and got to go race on my own and with different people, and you just you really, really appreciate the sprint car industry.
What do you think that you bring back to the table with you and Paul that you couldn't give him before? I mean, obviously you've ran with all these different people, you've worked with all these personalities. You're an expert, as good as anybody in the marketing side of things. But the one thing that you think that you bring back to Paul that maybe you couldn't give him the first time around?
Well, I never I never really approached Paul till I felt like the time was right, and I approached Paul this season. I finally started talking to him about a year ago, where it was really cordial conversations, and and we went to lunch together about a year and a half ago, and I kind of explained to him, more just personal side of life for me and where I was at, and we didn't even talk about racing at lunch that one day, and I know how valuable of an asset Paul Silva is, but more so, like, we built a 5-year friendship there, and how special it became, and then you threw some success in on top of that, and Paul Silva reminds me a lot of my father, and just his work ethic and personality, and he has one vision only, and that's work is hard. You figure everything out, and you go win races, and that's the ultimate goal, and that's that's the level that I didn't really understand when I raced with him, how that's all this guy eats, sleeps, eat and sleeps, and it's all he's worried about. So I at those times I kind of had different things on my mind, just because I was in a spot in my life where I didn't know that there was more to life than just sprint car racing, and I was trying to figure out what I really wanted to do in my life, and I got away from Paul, and I realized real quick that this is all I want to do, and this is all I think about, and I was able to be lucky enough to have a conversation with Paul a couple months ago, and it allowed him to put in the works of me running his car for a few races this year.
Yeah. Rico, man, I tell you, you've really had to deal with some adversity over the last few years. You had the injury, obviously, of the fires out there in your area, and that was a travesty to you and your family. You're such an upbeat person. You're such a good person. Your mom and dad must have raised you that way, but I think everybody that knows you is so impressed by how you stay upbeat. And I'm sure you have private times when you're down and on your own, but for the most part, your public image, you're always so upbeat. How do you manage to do that when you go through some of these things like the injury, losing so much during the fires out there? How do you stay upbeat?
I'm just really lucky to be surrounded by really positive and good people that that keep me sane for the most part. But my girlfriend Megan is my best friend. She knows my ins and outs and what I need to keep motivated, and obviously my mother and my father, and how they've kept me humbled through my whole 28 years of life so far now. So I was just I've become in the last couple of years here, I've become so close to my family, and it's you just really appreciate how that some people don't get these opportunities. So I try to take advantage of them and understand that you only have one family at the end of the day.
Rico, what I really appreciate about you is how much you think about life and not just race cars. You think about life a lot, and that really impresses me. Let's talk a little more about racing. You picked up prelim win at the Chili Bowl. What'd you think about your A main performance?
I thought I was like a fourth place car. At the end of the day, I wasn't. I just don't think I was fast enough to contend with them guys. I don't know why.